Good morning, welcome back to Asgard, and welcome to another episode of our Crack Pack Modded Minecraft Let's Play series. For starters, I do apologize, this episode will be coming out a day late from where it would normally. I decided I'd had a request recently to do some Applied Energistics tutorial videos for the basics, and so if you noticed, I released a couple of those yesterday. And this will be coming out late because, see, I edit and also play on the same computer. And I don't know if you've noticed, but lately, editing-wise, I have done my best to upgrade the quality by quite a bit. By increasing, honestly, like almost quadrupling the bit rate, because we were having some issues in previous recordings, especially with like grass and textures like that. It would become kind of blurry and it was kind of an eyesore. So I did upgrade that. However, doing so, it takes a lot longer to edit things. So I decided to spend the day, get those 2 episodes done, and then do quite a bit of building and stuff on the different episodes. So over here, first off, you'll notice that we have the the quantum entangler porter all plugged up and everything now. So we are getting ores, and if we look in here, you'll notice I have some ores in the whitelist. Now, I'm not entirely sure that's all of them. For starters, ferrous will be processed differently so that we can get the shiny out of it. Uranium is going to be processed differently. Cinnabar. Shadow Ore is actually from Titanium Magic. I'd added it to do a spotlight, and I decided just to keep it because I really like the mod. So I decided to keep it in the pack. But you'll notice that this is running full throttle now. This pumps the items over, and then it pumps them down into this little factory setup that we've got going. And then, of course, all that gets sent into the ender chest there. And if we take a look, we have quite a decent amount of resources. So pretty happy with that. Also, up here, I have done quite a bit of building, in case you did not notice. Quite a bit indeed. This did take a while, but the first floor is, for all practical purposes, as of right now, it's done. I don't have the transport system to move between floors yet put in there, but exterior-wise, it is complete. I'm fairly happy with it. Interior-wise, it's coming along. Once again, we don't have a transport system, and a lot of this stuff's going to get moved as we add on additional floors and rooms and everything to this. And also, I did record this episode earlier where we covered the alchemical furnace and the alchemical construct and stuff, and also upgraded to a gold banded Greatwood wand. And the footage, for whatever reason, I think I had accidentally hit the mute button on my microphone or something, so the footage was all muted. So we're quickly going to go over what I've done, and then like with the a few episodes ago, we had the same issue. Well, it was a similar issue, but that was actually corrupted video that didn't get recorded for some reason. But then we'll get into something a little bit new that I also wanted to cover last episode, but didn't have time. So first off, I did craft the gold banded Greatwood wand. If you notice, we have quite a bit of nodes around here. So keeping it stocked with V is not really an issue. And then over here, I crafted an alchemical furnace with 4 arcane alembics stacked on top of it, so that we could get some V or some essentia in our warded jars. And then I went ahead and gunned to the alchemical construct. You'll notice we have a couple different recipes in here. That's thanks to the mnemonic matrix. We did craft one of those. But basically, this is a crucible that doesn't waste essentia and doesn't make a big mess, whenever you use it. So, for example, if I wanted to get, let's say, Percantio, And let's see. We will use, I want to say, probably the Greatwood log. I'm thinking. Yeah, we'll use, let's go ahead and cook up, say, 30 of these, because we'll end up using the Percantio. I know for a fact that we will. And we'll throw that in there. So it's going to start cooking through that Greatwood, and it's going to export the items to the Essentia to these Arcane Alembics. And so what we can do, we're going to make some Thaumium, which requires 4 Percantio. And we can just take a water jar, grab ourselves some Percantio, plug it into this. So we have 9 in there. And let's give it a couple pieces of iron. And it's going to craft, and there we go. We got Thaumium. So fairly easy. I just wanted to quickly cover it just in case anybody has any questions about how that works. It is fairly easy. So, but anyway, this episode, I want to, first off, I want to go ahead and craft the Arcane Crafting Terminal, because it's something that, honestly, we could really benefit from having. I don't have everything set up yet to, I haven't ran the cables and stuff over to this middle section, but I'm going to try to, before next episode, get the bridge built that runs down, kind of like we have over there, and then I'll get the cables ran up underneath that, and so we'll have our Applied Energistic system over there, just for the convenience aspect of it. But let's go ahead, and first thing we're going to want is going to be a table from Thaumcraft. Let's see. Here we go. Table is like one of the most common words in Minecraft, so whenever you go to look it up, you're going to have a ton of those that pop up. So we'll go ahead and get that. Now, we could have used the one that we have over there, but I want to keep one, for right now, I want to keep one over there, already ready to go and everything. And then we're also going to want just a ME terminal. So, a formation core and annihilation core, and illuminated panel. We've already got all of that. So, and then lastly, we are going to want a calculation processor. So, also not really a big issue. And I don't have my jetpack on me. Okay. Earlier I went over there and was coming back, and I was thinking, I guess, that I had my jetpack on me. Ran right off the edge into the water, so it's pretty awesome. So we'll get this laid out. There we go. And this one, if you recall, I do have extra spaces for additional terminals that we've already kind of planned out what's going to go where, and the Arcane Terminal is one of those. So let's go ahead. We'll plug it up. I think we'll plug it up right here. Now, granted, you could do your other crafting here as well, but this one is honestly, I think, it's good for the arcane stuff, but if I recall, I think, no, it's not that. Well, maybe it's all working on this pack. I know a previous pack I couldn't shift click into that, but that's okay. So we got that set up, and that pretty much just simplifies things for arcane crafting. Now you can put an armor set here. So for example, if I pulled this off, oops, and we put it in here, for example, because we would have our wand put into here and do all of our arcane crafting here. Which will eventually automate all of that. But if we wanted to, if we had like a set here for V discount, we could hit swap armor and it would just equip that armor. However, I'm not going to set that up over here because we're not going to do necessarily all of our arcane crafting at that station. Eventually we'll have an arcane set at each arcane crafting station that we intend to use, but for right now I'm going to leave it over here, since we do most of our magical stuff over here. So the next thing that I want to get into is Arcane Infusion, because you know, that's the next really big step for us, and will allow us to get our next tier wand, which will really open up a lot of doors for us. So we're going to need this Runic Matrix just for Arcane Stone, Fire, any kind of shard, and Ender Pearl. So let's get one of these, and shards, and then the Arcane Stone blocks I've already got, so because I made extras of those when I was originally recording this episode. So let's get this, and there we go. There's our Runic Matrix, and now we're also going to want some pedestals, which are fairly easy to craft, so let's get that. And these are crafted 2 at a time. Let's go ahead and get 10 of these, so we'll use up, oh yeah, we'll use up all of that. Easy. And then let's go ahead and actually get some Arcane Stone bricks as well. And we're going to need some more blocks, so let's order, say, what, a 32? I think that's how many I made last time, actually. But, and then we'll get 4 shards, which we have a ton of air shards. For whatever reason, you know, it's like way more air shards than anything else. So I've been using those mainly for all of our crafting. And get that. And then let's go ahead and get 2 more batches of pedestals. Okay, so now we're all set to get this laid out. Now, we're going to want a pedestal in the center. And let me go ahead and actually turn this waypoint off for right now. I don't really need it. I'm generally at my base, honestly, at this point. And then we're going to want our Runic Matrix on top of this. Nope. Just like that. And then is it, I believe it's the smooth stone and then the bricks on top of that? No, backwards. Okay. The bricks. And then the smooth stone. And then all we have to do is we have to right click it with a wand. Now it does require a bit of Essentia, or V in the wand, I'm sorry. 25 of each. Now that is subject to our discounts. But we will need more Ignis and Ordo and Air, it looks like. But we should have plenty of that. Now I will say Ignis is one of the things that we're lacking on. Aqua is one of the things that we have more than enough of. Because Aqua is very, very common to find, especially in an ocean. And of course the majority of the nodes that I have found are in and around the ocean. So because you know, we're living smack in the middle of an ocean. So so now that we've got that, let's go ahead, we'll activate. Is it, hello? Hello? Hi. What did I mess up? Nothing. So why you know work? Okay, welcome back. The only thing I can think, I had a torch sitting right there, so maybe that, and that was it. Okay. And it's such a simple little thing. So let's see. By the way, I did craft some arcane lamps and put them up there. So just a heads up on that. But okay, so make sure no torches are in there. Definitely don't want that. But anyway, so that is all set up. Now, the first thing that we're going to work towards crafting with our new infusion altar is, let's go ahead and start working towards our silverwood wand. Now, it's all fairly simple, honestly, except for the balance shard. Now, balance shards are not terrible to craft, I guess. We're just going to need a couple of each aspect, and then an air shard of the remaining, or a shard of the remaining aspect that we didn't use of any of the primals, basically. So let's go with usually what I'll do is I'll start cooking up things, and then we'll figure out in a second what we want to use. So what in the world, have I never scanned cobblestone? Okay, I know I have. It must be with the yeah. So cobblestone is Perdito and Terra. That's an easy one. I do suggest going ahead and doing that. No matter what. Another one that's fairly easy is Ignis from coal. So we're going to use that. Let's go with, say, 10 of that. So that leaves what? Ordo. What do we want to get from Ordo? Also Aqua and what? Air? Right? Aqua, Air, and Ordo. Yeah. Okay. So, I believe sugarcane, if I recall, is a good source of something. Let me see. Yeah, aqua and air. So then we'll just do an order shard. And that's a fairly easy way to do it. Let's get a couple more of those, and let's get that order shard. And we're actually going to want a few of these because we're going to use some in each of our crafts today. Let's see, I've actually got a little bit of a build up here. And by the way, you can shift. Oops. Damn it. Okay. Arbor is one of those essentia that you will probably never really use a lot of. So we're just going to shift right click to empty out that jar, and we'll go ahead and get the remaining of that in there. So our Perdito right here, and then our Terra right there. And we'll go ahead and plug these in like so. And then we should have our coal. Nope, wrong slot. We'll throw our coal into there. And let's get our order shards here. And we're going to throw these in there, and let's go ahead and we'll select that balance shard as our recipe. So it looks like it's going to want air, aqua, and then ignis. Shit. There we go. So the two that we have aren't the first ones that it wants. Because what it's going to do is it's going to try to pull those essentia in order. Oops. I mean to rotate that around. Let's grab that Percantio. And then we've got more Terra, more Perdito, and I believe okay, maybe we don't have a potential one anymore. Okay, then we just need all that ignis, and now just air. So let's set in the ignis there. And this should be fairly quickly, or go fairly quick. We do need some more warded jars, so let's order some glass panes and some slabs, and get just a couple more of these. There we go. That should be plenty. There's our herba. Herba's another one of those that you're going to get a lot of generally, and you're not actually going to use a terrible amount of it. There are some nice ways later on, though, to kind of use that stuff up to at least give yourself a use for it. So let's set that down in there, that down. And then what it goes, Perdido Terra. Alright. We'll try to get, a few of these crafted up. And let's see, we only need one for our wand core, but the thaumium caps do require, whenever they go to be charged, so we're going to need some Salus Mundus, which is cooked balance shards. So, basically we're going to need at least 7 of these to get our stuff all up and going. Okay, so there we go. And I'm going to go ahead and make one more just in case we have some issues or something, maybe with the Arcane Infusion. So we'll just set our Essentia right there. And now that we've got that, let's go ahead and get our balance shards. Or, I'm sorry, our Salus Mundus. Like I said, we're going to need 6 of that for our wand caps. Go. And we'll just throw these in here. And then while that's cooking, let's take a quick look. The wand caps, we're going to need some Potentia and some Aurum. Potentia we've already got. If you recall, shit. I cooked all the balance shards. Damn it. Okay, well it's not like we don't have the stuff already in there to do that. Yeah, we're good. We'll actually use the last of our aqua for this, which I guess frees us up a jar. Okay, and the last of our Ignis and air, it looks like. Okay, so now that we've got that stuff, we're also going to need a couple pieces of thaumium, which we've got that right here. So let's get our wand caps made. So, just like that. 2 of those. And let me clear out some of this junk that we've got built up here. And that. Okay. And then the next thing that we're going to want is, before we start infusing this, let's go ahead actually and order some ethereal essence, because that's how we're going to get our Aurum. So let's go ahead. We're probably going to need the majority of this that's in here, realistically. We'll try that and see, because each of these is 2, and for our wand caps we're going to need 6. 12, 6. Yeah. So that's just enough, assuming that we don't have any issues. So let's go ahead and get that other piece, that Ignis we've got in here. Let's go ahead and request that. And then also, another thing that we're going to want for using our infusion altars, we're going to want a way to stabilize the altar, because what happens is when you start doing infusion, if you notice here, it says it's moderate instability. The higher the instability, the more chance for something bad to happen. So, and let's take a look. We have 20 potential. We'll need a little bit more of that, but that's not too big of an issue. And then we've got some primal essence stuff in there from the ethereal essence that's being cooked up. So we'll just really quickly grab all of this out of there. And just to keep it cleaned out. And then we want aqua. Okay. So the best way to deal with the instability is initially just use heads. That's what I generally do, because for each of these heads that are balanced, you are going to get a decent amount of stability from that. And I have a ton of creeper heads from when we were running the creeper farm. So let's just go ahead and we're going to fill this area here up with creeper heads. We'll do that. And it really doesn't matter what direction that they face, but you do want to make sure that they are equal on each side. Both the number and the placement and everything needs to be equal. Otherwise, you're going to create instability instead of stability. So we'll just use this whole stack up. And that should have us pretty stable as far as our infusion goes. And there's, I can't recall the exact distance. I want to say it's like 16 blocks. Maybe that's too generous. Maybe it's not that far. But it does have a decent amount of range that it can get items. And one of the best things, what most people do, is they put all their items just like below the altar out of sight. I generally do like a glass floor, so you can see the items. I think if they're placed well, they can look really cool, but it really just depends. Kind of what I feel like at the time. We don't have any extra water jars, really. Shit. Okay. Let me get like 6 glass and I don't know, a few slabs. Because we're going to need a jar here for our Aurum as well. So let me grab that. And we're just going to set this up near the altar so that it can pull from the jar. And let me go ahead and grab this Ignis. It's in here. We've got some more Potentia up there as well. I'll tell you what, I'm just going to dump like this 2 Lux, because all that was a couple torches. And we'll grab our Aurum in that jar. Oh, that's right. I was holding the damn items right here. Oh, well. So let's put our items down. Now, if you notice, it takes 3 Salis Mundus and an Inert Thaumium Cap. Now, you're going to want to try to get this as balanced as you possibly can. Because the more balanced that it is, the better the stability. However, with this many heads, we should be overall pretty stable at the moment. But we'll place it down like that. Because basically for stability, you're going to flip over the both axes. So for example, this pedestal, to make it stable, it would be on this pedestal. And so on. So now that we've got that all set up, we have our Essentia over here in the jars. So let's go ahead and get this running. Now we're going to need our wand. And then we just right click on that. It's going to start charging and absorbing all of the Essentia that it needs. And we'll just keep an eye out. And it's going to start pulling in the Salis Mundus. Now, I will tell you, instability is bad. Very bad. Or it can be very bad. However, I don't foresee us running into it, at least for a little while. because I generally try to make sure that my altars are pretty stable. And so let's get that going, and then we'll have our caps done. Then we can focus on the rod, which honestly, once you get the balance shards, it's not that terrible to craft. And dun 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 dun. There we go. And we've got our charge caps. Now, the wand, we're going to need a silverwood log, 1 of each shard, and then 9 of all primal essence or essentia, and then some percantio, which the percantio we already have, so that is not a problem. We'll move it, set it up right over here. Let's move these out of the way for now. Terra, we've already got the Terra that we need. Perdito, we've already got that. Ignis, we are good on. Air, we'll need a little bit of, and I believe the same with Aqua. So let's get some sugarcane. And we'll go with like 10 pieces. I think should be good on that. Okay. I tell you what, we've actually got some potentia still in this. Let's grab that. And then we're also going to need, well, we've got Terra. We're going to need Ordo, Aqua, Air. Sometimes I forget what element I'm missing. Terra, Ignis, Aqua, Air, Perdito. Okay, so we just need Ordo after that, I guess. Okay. And that's ran through good. So I'll put that there. Our Aqua. Which really, you don't have to balance out the jars. They don't really matter. We could set them all right here. I just have a habit of doing it, I think. Not necessarily a good habit, but it's a habit. And then Ordo. Let's see. How do we want to handle Ordo? Well, that can't be everything. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll just get some Order shards. I know there's like some metals and stuff that have Ordo. Also, bee products have Ordo from like Pam's Harvest Craft bees. So things like that, but I'm not honestly too worried about it. We have plenty of shards. And we'll throw that in there and get that cooking. And we are going to need to get ourselves some glass panes. And get one more warded jar here. Okay. And Ordo. Let's get like one more. There we go. And I'm happy with that. So let's see. We've got 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so we've got all the stuff. Now the last thing that we're going to need is one of each shard. And let's go ahead and get 2 just in case we run into any instability. That way we'll have them at the ready. And then we're also going to want some silver wood. So we'll grab that. And let's empty off our hot bar actually. Minus that. And we will set up all of these items here. Just gonna put that up there for right now. And there we go. So this is all the items that we're going to need. So let's go ahead and lay them out. We'll do entropy, Ordo. Now the actual element of this doesn't really matter. You can lay these out and they're going to be stable regardless. Um, and this is supposed to be offset, correct? Whoops. There's not... Yeah, there's 7. Okay. That's what I wanted to make sure of. And now we've got everything placed. Let's go ahead and get this started. And of course, it's going to start with the Essentia that it needs. And it can actually drain this from pretty far as well, like 10 blocks or something. Now, don't quote me on the actual measurements. I can't recall. I generally put things fairly close to the runic matrix. Like, I've noticed, at least for me, and I think some people are this way too, once you do Thaumcraft a certain way, once you lay things out a certain way and everything, that's how you generally will do it in the future. So, like, I generally have, for example, glass floors underneath this and have all my decorations, and that's generally how I'll set it up, and I'll probably set it up in this series as well. That way. That's just how I've always been comfortable doing it. Okay, so we got our wand core, or wand rod, whatever, wand core. So let's grab that. And then the last thing is we're just going to put it in here and get this crafted up really, really quick. And it'll take a little bit of Essentia. Yeah, we're going to need more. It does take about the max. Now, if you notice, it takes 54. The maximum this can hold, of course, is 50. But if you have some armor and stuff crafted up, it's not going to be an issue. Especially for us right now, because we're actually using better cost reduction items than what you'd use standard with Thaumcraft, because we're using the blood magic variants of it. So, just really quickly, we just need some Ignis at this point, and there we go. Cool. Alright, and I'm pretty excited about this because, we've only been doing Thaumcraft a couple episodes, and we've already got pretty much the top tier as far as the basic stuff. Well, it's not really top tier, but once you get a Silverwood wand and you got infusion and you got your alchemical construct and stuff, you're in a pretty good spot. That's where I generally start having more fun with Thaumcraft and being a lot more comfortable with it, because like if you look around, we have nodes. It's easy to recharge our stuff. We have a good wand that can hold 100 of each Essentia type now. And I'm actually going to pull this out and throw it in there because we don't really need it anymore. So yeah, I think I'm going to end the episode out there, though. Once again, I do apologize. You guys missed out on the alchemical construct and everything, but it's fairly easy. If you guys have any questions, as always, you're free to ask them, and I will do my best to get those answered for you in a timely manner. So, always feel free to ask me whatever you want. And yeah, so I think I'm going to end the episode out there. As always, if you guys enjoyed it, please comment, like, subscribe. It's very, very much appreciated. And until next episode, do take care. I think next episode, magic-wise, I'm not entirely sure what we're going to be covering with the next magic episode. Possibly more Thaumcraft, or maybe a bit of blood magic. I know I want to get that stuff automated, so that our growth from there on is going to be a whole lot easier. So we might cover that. Or we might cover some Thaumcraft, we might cover some Botania, or we might cover some Witchery. It's really up in the air on that. However, our very next episode will be tech-based. So, I'm not entirely sure on that either, I guess, what we'll cover. But we'll have some fun with it. And until next episode, I'm going to do a bit, or between this episode and next, I'm going to do a bit more building as well. I hope you guys like the way that it's shaping up. It's still got a long ways to go. Of course, this base is rather large and is going to take a good while to really be able to say, okay, I'm finished with this. But it's just something we'll kind of work on as we go. So Anyway, I'll quit rambling. I hope you guys join me for next episode, and until then, do take care, and I hope to see you guys then.